Hey everybody out there in YouTube land. So, like thousands of others, for the last week or so, since the Head Start started, I've been enjoying Guild Wars 2, and I've decided to do a video. Now, this isn't a review, but it's more of my thoughts on the game as it currently is. I will try to do this video in a manner that I'll be narrating it as it goes along and filling in what I think about the current situation, but all the footage is pre-recorded. The music in the background is because I was running Pandora at the time, so that is just a added bonus. As you can see from this clip, the graphics are quite nice. Now, I'm not running the game at full settings. Unfortunately, my system can't really handle a solid frame rate at that level, but that being said, it still looks really good even at what I would like to call, let's say, high, in between high and ultra, like a medium high maybe. So yeah, it's pretty nice. And when I'm not recording, my frame rates are pretty solid. So questing is what sets this game apart. The PvP is fantastic. It works very differently. So basically, you go up to these guys with a little heart symbol, and these are your quests. They're spread out throughout all the zones, except for the cities, and each one has you completing tasks, except that you don't actually have to talk to the NPC in order to get the quest. You just show up in the area and shit's going on. In this one, for example, he changes you into this dog, right? So you have to figure out what you have to do. You have to like go help these other dogs. And your whole skill bar will change for this one. Now that's pretty unusual that happens. Also, so many random things can occur. It's pretty. It's just crazy. Just watch. Alright, so I'm using my pup skills here, and that dog that I just talked to, he kind of helped me out with that fight. I got a shield. As you can see, this zone, this is the Sylvari starting area, and I've only seen, well, I've seen the Sylvari, human, well, I guess I've seen them all, and in my opinion, this one is one of the most pretty. I've always liked jungly areas, though. The Asuran is pretty cool, too. Their city is like a Borg city. So as you can see, there's multiple objectives. Like right there, I just investigated this weird glowy spot, and these two spiders popped down. And as you complete the quest, you'll see that little yellow bar starts to fill up. Now this little yellow bar is only for your character. Other people who show up will have an empty bar that they'll start having to fill, but if you start working together, it'll count for both of you, which is one of the really nice things. It's almost like you're in a party with everyone all the time, except you're not in an actual party. If someone starts killing your mob, you both get experience for it, you both get loot drops. So it behooves you to help each other. I mean, I don't know why any other MMO doesn't do it this way. Now to balance that, they've made it so that if you enter in a zone and you're way higher level, you get automatically pushed down to the level for that area. Now look here, see this little orange thing that popped up? This is an event. This is like a random occurring thing that happens every once in a while, and there's a couple of them that happen for each area. And in this one, it happens to be that these spiders are attacking the pups, and you have to like kill them and mess them up. And I'm gonna go over here and use this stink bomb on them to damage them. And you have to basically kill them all while the timer goes down and hope that pups don't die. Another nice thing, as you can see here, I'm running around kiting. I can use all of my abilities while doing this. I don't have to stand in one spot, and in fact that's pretty much, you're not going to want to stand in one spot, because if you do, you're probably going to die. You have to actively avoid area effect skills, and even that, it's just, the combat just flows so much more naturally than most other MMOs. It still feels very similar though, so it's like the best of both worlds, if you will. Also, pretty much all of the attacks, even ones that are single target, can glance and hit other targets if they cross in the way and stuff. So that's kind of cool too. Now see, we failed that event, unfortunately, so I'm going to go back to doing the regular quest that I was working on.
You're always welcome.
Have him turn me back into a pup again. Yeah, as I said, I really enjoy the questing system, but it's not nearly as impressive as what I'm going to show you after I complete this quest. What the hell's going on here? I think I'm getting some sort of, I think I got some sort of lag here or something. And, oh, there we go. Is he still lagging? I think he's still lagging. Another nice thing is, because the game is so popular right now, don't feel discouraged because you're not going to have to wait in a queue line to get onto the server. They have this thing called the overflow, where you'll get put onto another server temporarily, and you'll be in a queue, and anything you do on that other server counts towards, you know, all your credits for everything. So it's a nice seamless way to make it so that you don't have to wait to play. You can just get in, you can play. Hell, even if you spend 2 hours in the overflow and complete a whole zone and then log off and come back on, all that stuff's saved. It's just like it feels like you were never in an overflow server. I don't think any other game's ever done that. Alright, so the quest finished, and now the quest giver changes. His heart's full, and he's actually a vendor now, which is pretty cool. So they all have their own little items. But what I'm going to show you next is my favorite part of Guild Wars 2. Every character in Guild Wars has their own storyline, and those storylines have these little sequences where there's voice acting and, well, just watch.
Defenseless innocents? That isn't right. Why don't you fight me instead?
I'd love to. I've killed many in my quest to find the exceptional individual who can defeat me. I doubt you're it, but we'll fight anyway.
So it's almost like you're playing a single-player game. I mean, it's like a single-player game built into an MMO, which, in my opinion, just kicks ass. So every character gets their own, like, little personal instanced area, and that's where some of the story takes place, but you also go out and about around the world. And what's really cool is that there's diversity in the story. For example, on my Asuran, I chose to be a member of the College of Statics, but my uncle, who also plays, he chose a different college, and his storyline is completely different than mine. Different quests, different characters, completely different. And there were 3 different colleges for the Asurans, so I can only imagine that they did that or something similar to that with all the other races, which means each race has probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4 different storylines. That kicks ass. I mean, that is replayability right there. This is a pretty cool fight. Guy just keeps coming back to life, so I don't know what's up with that. I mean, it's pretty long. I think this is probably the longest fight I've ever been in the game so far. Now, I'm not going to show it in this video. I did try out PvP for a little bit, and honestly, that was the one thing I was not too impressed about. Because there are so many people doing PvP, I had to wait in a queue for about 2.5 hours. And then, oddly enough, when I got in, it felt empty. There was like no one there. It was really weird. I mean, eventually I found people at one of the castles that we were sieging, but my frame rates kind of went a little bit lower because there were so many people. And I mean, it was pretty fun. I gained a level. I got some gear. That was kind of interesting. You actually get gear from killing people, and there were monsters and stuff in the area too, and you could kill them, which was kind of neat. Nope, and he's still alive. What the hell? Whoa. Oh, he put the smackdown on me.
Good try, but you're no match for me, Weed. You did well enough that I'll leave you alive. For now. But I'll be back. The next time we fight, try to make it a real challenge.
Well,
I'll make sure
anyways,
you finish
I
what
think
started here
that
today.
Guild Wars 2 is a huge leap for the MMO genre, especially considering there is no subscription fee. How crazy is that? Some people might complain about the Guild Wars shop with currency and stuff, but all the stuff that's in there can be obtained in the game, and it's vanity stuff, so it's completely optional. It's not pay to win. So far, I am loving this game. I really recommend you check it out and get it, because it's a lot of fun. And break it down.